Today we're going to be reviewing. Today we're going to be reviewing the Russell's 13 year. Is this highly allocated bottle really worth the hype and hunt over one of the best values in bourbon? The single barrel store pick. Let's find out. Welcome back to Neat Bourbon. My name's Tanner, and today I've finally been able to track down one of the elusive Russell Reserve 13s. Now, I wasn't able to actually find this bottle in a store. I had to do a trade for it. I've had my eye out for one of these since the first offering came out in 21. Missed that one. I've been trying to trade for it ever since. Ultimately, I had to come off a pretty nice bottle to get one of these into the bar, but really happy to have it. Just got it in yesterday. Cracked it open immediately. Had to take a sip and see what it was all about. But yeah, overall, we're going to be getting into a review on that soon. This bottle here is a Russell Reserve single barrel store pick. This one is 9 years old. And of course, they come in at 110 proof. I got this from a liquor barn when I was out in Kentucky last. Paid right around like 80 some dollars, I think, for this. This bottle right here, the Russell Reserve 13, this is actually the batch 2. So heard good things about it, but let's go ahead and get into them. And so, Russell's Reserve is one of the is a line from Wild Turkey, as I'm sure everybody knows. And the 13 year came out in 21, and that batch 1 had some pretty rave reviews because a 13 year bourbon as well as some 19 year mixed into it. The age statement on like the blend on these after batch 1, I don't think they're stated. But so we just know that this distillate is at least 13 years old. And then this single barrel store pick here, is right at 9 years old. Batch 1, retailed for around like $75. Batch 2 was closer to 100, and then the 23 release retails for 150. So it's almost twice as expensive as a store pick. So let's see. Cheers. The store pick definitely is getting a bunch of that wild turkey spice. Definitely like lighter red fruit sweetness picking up. Definitely a little bit of the oak on the palate, not too much, but overall, this store pick's an awesome find. Definitely getting a lot more oak on the 13 year, even though it's only about 4 years older. It's definitely like a lot more pronounced. It just smells darker. I don't know if you can kind of see them in the glass. This is a 13 year. Definitely looks a little bit darker in the glass. Yeah, it kind of, definitely getting, it's almost like a, like a muddled blackberry. Not like too overly sweet because it's got a lot of the oak flavor on the nose, but definitely like a black, like a dark black cherry, or like a really deep cherry on the nose. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the single barrel. Getting like a lot of the caramel sweetness there. Getting some of the lighter red fruits there on the palate. Definitely a lot of like cinnamon spice, which I usually get from a bunch of wild turkey offerings. But there's no real ethanol flavor on the palate there, so that was great. But let's see how the 13 year compares. Dang. Yeah, that is, man, almost getting like, man, that is delicious. Like, it is a strong oak punch. Not like overpowering. It's a very, very sweet oak. Getting like a confectionery sugar, almost like a bubble gum, like sweetness, like bubble gum wrapped, like oak almost. And then it's really real spicy, getting a lot of, and then like the fruit definitely is like coming through on the palate. It's not overly pronounced or anything like that. but it's more of like a muddled berry, like a muddled blackberry, I would say. Um, Man, that is right on time. That is awesome. I mean, you can even just you can see the legs here on the glass. That is really good. The sweet oak flavors, I've said it a bunch of times in my other videos, it's hitting my palate perfectly these days. Absolutely love it. You know, that the red berry sweetness, almost like a blackberry coming through on the palate. A big fan of that. Then you're getting like your confectionery, vanilla cream, frosting, like notes. It's definitely got a lot of sweetness there along with that, like the sweet oak profile. Moving to the back palate, the oak definitely lingers, which is nice, but it's still a sweet oak and it's not really drying out on the back palate. It's got a great finish. It's still feeling it. But yeah, overall, this is like a definitely a very pleasant. Yeah, that is really good. Like the sweet oak with like the hints of that blackberry are just so apparent. Um, yeah, overall, very happy with this pour. Um, I did have to, trade one of my favorite bottles away to get it, but still very happy to have it. Like comparing these two, the single barrel store pick is a lot brighter and more of the caramel notes, like caramel sweetness, with like more of like a maraschino, like red berry fruitness. Definitely a lot brighter, and the spice is like a brighter spice. Whereas the 13 year, you're getting a lot more of like the darker side. Like instead of like a maraschino cherry, you're getting a lot more of like a stewed blackberry. The oak is very present, from front to back. It's a very sweet oak. So, like, if you're not into an oaky product, definitely would strive away from the 13 year. It's not over oaked at all. I think it's got a great balance there. But you know, this bottle now coming out of about like 150 retail, it's definitely getting steep. For me personally, I think it's kind of like hard to spend over like $200 for a bottle, like regardless. If like the retail price is like 250, I still think 200 is kind of reaching that upper end of what I'm comfortable spending on a bottle. But like at 150, if you can find this, that's clearly a buy all day. But I think these two are just kind of like different beasts. You've got the really bright profile, the store picks easy to find or easier to find. This one, I mean, it's been 3 years and I had to trade to get one, so I don't know if I'll be actually be getting another one. Again, if you like this video, would you consider giving me a like? Would you give me a thumbs up? Would you consider subscribing? As always, I love making these videos. Once again, my name's Tanner. This is Neat Bourbon. And as always, pop the bottles and share the pours, and we'll see you in the next one.